Greetings and welcome to online lecture 5 on unit number 2, fluid statics. This lecture we are going to discuss the important concept in hydrostatic, that is hydrostatic forces. In fact, that is forces acting on surfaces immersed in a fluid. The content of this session, first of all, we'll discuss the concept of total pressure and center of pressure, followed by the force acting on inclined plane surface submerged in a liquid. And hence derive the expression for the force and the distance of Cp from the free liquid surface for vertical and horizontal plane surface submerged in a liquid. Then curved surface submerged in a liquid. The practical application of immersed surfaces, we can see most of the cases we will see whenever there is water flow through the channels, the different walls are there. These walls may be a vertical, especially dam structure, which is of inclined shapes. There are different configurations of the dam structures. So in order to calculate the forces acting on these walls by the surfaces, this hydrostatic theory is used because there is a large amount of force generated. You can realize from this GIF that a very huge flow rate is there. So that flow is blocked by this particular wall, and hence it is necessary to estimate the forces acting on this particular wall before constructing the wall. So the surfaces may be inclined. Even the gate design is also based on these hydrostatic forces. So these are some practical applications where this hydrostatic forces theory is used to calculate the forces acting on these walls, forces acting on gate. What is the force required to open that particular gate, because some mechanism is used to open that particular gate. So before construction, these calculations are necessary, and where the fluid static theory is used. So these are some practical applications where the fluid static theory is used. So the total pressure, it is nothing but the force exerted by static fluid on a surface, either plane or curved. Then the fluid comes in contact with these surfaces. This force always acts normal to the surface. So this is a liquid body in this case, and the entire body acts force, and this is a force which generally act normal to the surface. The point of application of this force, that is called as the center of pressure. So it is defined as the point of application of total pressure on the surface. So there are generally four submerged surfaces on which this total pressure force and center of pressure is to be determined. So these four surfaces are vertical plane surface, horizontal plane surface, inclined plane surface, and curved surface. So in today's session, we'll discuss how to calculate the total pressure acting on these surfaces and its point of application, or the distance of Cp from the free liquid surface, that is h bar. So first of all, we'll discuss the inclined plane surface submerged in a liquid. So this is inclined plane surface submerged in a liquid. This is an edge view of inclined plane surface. This is a front view of inclined plane surface. So this plane surface is submerged in a liquid in such a that it makes angle theta with the horizontal. So especially in gate, generally of the inclined plane surface. So the force acting on this particular gate is obtained by using this theory. And what is the force required, because there is a hinge, what is the force required to open or to make that particular gate close? So this is the practical application of this inclined plane surface. So now we consider a plane surface or of arbitrary shape of total area capital A. The surface is held inclined in such a way that the surface makes angle theta with the horizontal or with the free liquid surface as shown in figure. The intersection of that plane, so this is a plane of the surface with the free liquid surface of the liquid, is represented by axis OO. Let x bar, that is capital X bar, is the distance of CG from the free liquid surface. Then h bar, that is distance of Cp from the free liquid surface. Then F, that is equal to the total pressure exerted by fluid. So this is F that we have to determine the expression of this F. In order to calculate the total pressure, because the pressure is not uniform over the entire surface, because as per the hydrostatic law, the pressure increases as the depth of that point increases from the free liquid surface. So obviously on the surface, the pressure force is lowest here and the maximum here. So the pressure is not uniform over the entire surface. Now, under such circumstances, so we use the concept of integration. So here we consider a small strip of area dA. So the small strip we consider, which is at a vertical depth, small x from the free liquid surface. For this strip, the strip is very small, so that the pressure intensity acting on this particular strip or this surface is considered to be uniform. So pressure acting on this particular surface, small elemental surface dA, that is equal to, according to hydrostatic law, that is pressure is P. So pressure force, that pressure P is gamma into X. So gamma into X is the pressure acting on this elemental strip. So as per the trigonometry, we can see that if we consider this triangle, so X is equal to Y sine theta, because sine theta is equal to X upon Y. Similarly, X bar is equal to Y bar sine theta, because if we consider this triangle, so this is X sine theta is equal to X bar upon Y bar. So X bar is equal to Y bar sine theta. Similarly, H bar is equal to YP sine theta. So this, based on the trigonometry of the figure, you can write these expressions. Now, the total pressure acting on the strip DF, that is equal to pressure, that is gamma into X into area which is normal to the surface. So that area is dA. So DF is equal to, instead of X, we can put Y sine theta. So gamma Y sine theta into dA. So the total pressure acting on the entire surface is obtained by integrating above expression. So F is integration of the dF, that is gamma Y sine theta into dA. Gamma sine theta is constant, that is equal to integral y dA. So as per the engineering mechanics principle, so integral y dA, it is the area into perpendicular distance. So it represents the sum of moment of area. So y dA is the area into perpendicular distance is y. So it is moment of area, and integral y dA is the sum of moment of area of the strip about axis OO. So that is equal to, it is a product of the area of the entire surface into distance of CG from the reference plane, because it is a perpendicular distance, that is y bar. So A into y bar is as per the definition of moment of area. Moment of area, it's a product of area into perpendicular distance. So in this case, the perpendicular distance is y bar. Then F is equal to, so instead of integral y dA, we can put A into y bar. So the equation becomes F is equal to gamma sine theta into A y bar. So instead of y bar sine theta, we can put X bar. So the expression of F, that is a total pressure, but it is the total force exerted by the fluid on the surface. So it is given by this expression. Gamma is the specific weight of the liquid, which is the submerged liquid, we can say. Area A is the area of the submerged surface, so the normal area. And X bar is the distance of CG from the free liquid surface. So this formula, this is the expression of total pressure acting on the inclined surface. The above equation indicates that from plane surface, fully submerged in a static mass of liquid is equal to the pressure intensity at the centroid, that is gamma into X bar, and area. So pressure intensity at the centroid multiplied by the area of the plane surface. This is the expression of F. Now, in order to calculate the second expression, that is center of pressure, uh, we use the principle of moments, so which states that the moment of a resultant force about an axis is equal to the sum of moment of all the components about the same axis. So this is the principle of moment. So moment of resultant force is F. So F into Yp, that is equal to the moment of all such components. So there are multiple dF values if the surface is divided into a multiple number of strips. So sum of moment of all such components about the same axis. So that is according to the principle of moments. We apply this principle of moment. The resultant force F is acting at Cp and at a distance Yp from the reference plane OO as shown in figure. So hence the moment of force F about the free liquid surface is F into Yp. So F into Yp is the moment of the resultant force about axis OO. Then the moment of dF about the axis OO is estimated, that is dF into Y. And instead of dF, we can put gamma y sine theta into dA as previous expression in terms of this. So it is gamma sine theta into y square d. This we already discussed that dF is nothing but that is gamma y sine theta is nothing but gamma x is pressure into area. Instead of x, y sine theta is 2. So this is gamma sine theta y square d. Then the sum of moments of all such components about OO is calculated by integrating this expression. So integration of this gamma sine theta is taken out of integration. So integration of y square d. So again, according to the principle of mechanics, integral YdA is the moment of area, that is called as a moment of inertia, that is y into YdA is moment of area. So this is also called as a moment of inertia. So don't get confused between this moment of inertia. There are two types of moment of inertia: mass moment of inertia and area moment of inertia. So in this case, it is a area moment of inertia, that is moment of area about axis OO. So this is called as IO. So IO we can integral YdA is called as IO. So by equating 1 and 2, that is F into Yp, that is equal to gamma sine theta into IO. So instead of integral YdA, we can put IO. Now, if we rearrange the term, Yp is equal to gamma sine theta IO upon F. So put the expression of F, that is gamma A x bar. So gamma get cancelled. It is sine theta IO AX bar. So instead of Yp, again from trigonometry, we can put h bar upon sine theta. That is equal to sine theta IO upon AX bar. So h bar that is equal to sine square theta IO upon AX bar. According to parallel axis theorem, IO is nothing but Ig. If the parallel axis theorem is used, IO is equal to Ig plus A y by y bar square. So this is IO is the moment of inertia about axis OO. So according to parallel axis theorem, moment of inertia about any reference axis, that is equal to moment of inertia about its centroid plus area into perpendicular distance square. This is the parallel axis theorem. So instead of IO, we can put this. So putting these values and rearranging the term, that is Ig sine square theta upon AX bar. So A y bar square sine square theta upon AX bar. So h bar that is equal to Ig sine square theta upon AX bar. And instead of y bar sine square theta, we can put x bar square. So x bar get cancelled. So remaining only AX bar get cancelled. Only x bar is remaining. So this is the expression of distance of Cp from free liquid surface, that is center of pressure. So from above equation, it is found that Cp always lie because x bar plus this term. So h bar always lie, or Cp always lie. X bar is the distance of Cg from the free liquid surface, and h bar is the distance of Cp from the free liquid surface. So from this expression, it is found that Cp, that is center of pressure, lies below the center of gravity, and the distance of Cp from the free liquid surface. And it is independent of the density of the liquid. So h bar doesn't depends on the density of the fluid. It only depends on the orientation as well as the geometry of the submerged surface. So this is h bar. So this is most generalized equation of h bar. So the same expression can be used for the determining the expression of vertical plane surface as well as horizontal plane surface. So as far as vertical plane surface is concerned, so x bar, so theta is 90 degree. So the total pressure it remains same, that is it's gamma A x bar, and its center of pressure expression for vertical plane surface, theta is 90, sine 90 is 1. So only putting that expression here, so sine square theta is 1. So Ig upon Ax bar plus x bar, that is expression of center of pressure. This is for vertical plane surface. For horizontal plane surface, the pressure is uniform, so no integration is required. So directly with the help of the expression, that is F is equal to gamma A x bar. So this is x bar. So directly we can calculate the expression of total pressure, that is total pressure remains same, that is gamma A x bar. And its center of pressure for horizontal plane surface, theta is 0 degrees Celsius. So it's with reference to horizontal, the angle is 0. So sine 0 is 0. So h bar, that is equal to x bar. So these are the expressions of total pressure and center of pressure for vertical plane surface, submerged in a liquid, and horizontal plane surface, submerged in a liquid. So the expression of total pressure remains same in all three cases, but h bar value is changing. So in case of vertical plane surface, the second the first term, that is Ig sine square theta upon Ax bar. So sine theta is sine 90 is 1. So sine square theta is equal to 1 in that case. So the formula reduces to this. And in the second case, that is horizontal plane surface, sine theta or theta is 0. So sine 0 is 0. So the first term eliminates from the generalized expression, that is inclined plane expression. So h bar is equal to x bar. So these are the expressions you have to memorize for solving numerical as well. So the only differences in the expression of center of pressure or h bar expressions. Now the curved surface submerged in a liquid. So again, consider a curved surface submerged in a static fluid as shown in figure. At any point on a curved surface, the pressure acts normal to the surface. So if we consider any point, the pressure acts normal to the surface. Thus, if dA is the area of a small element of a curved surface lying at a vertical depth, suppose this depth is h from the free liquid surface, then the total pressure acting on the element is, so for example, this particular situation again arises in case of gate. So the curved gate, most of the cases are used. So the curved surfaces we can found again in the dam structure. So the gate experiences some forces, and in order to keep that particular gate closed, we have to apply some force on the opposite side. And at the time of opening, we have to release that force also, so that the gate opens and the water flows from the dam. So generally, most of the gate of having curved structures. And so this is a practical application of this. Now the pressure acting dF, that is equal to the pressure, total pressure acting at this particular point, dF is equal to P into dA. So this point is at a distance h from the free liquid surface. So pressure is gamma into h into dA. Call this equation number 1. This force acts normal to the surface. Further integration of equation 1 would provide the total pressure on the curved surface. like in previous cases. Hence, we can integrate above expression in order to calculate the total pressure. But in this particular case, integration we can only take if the direction of the forces are in the same direction. But if you see the curved surface, every time the direction keeps changing. Suppose if it is acting here, the direction is vertical. It makes some angle theta. Then the angle continuously varies. And at this point, the angle is again 90 degrees. So angle of force continuously changing when we apply the force. So under such circumstances, integration of equation 2 is not possible because the pressure, the total pressure varies from point to point. So such problems can be resolved by resolving the forces in the two components, horizontal component and the vertical component. Vertical component is FH, horizontal component is FH, and vertical component is FE. Then the total force is calculated according to the mathematics, that is F is equal to under root FH square plus FE square. And the direction of the resultant force, if this angles, it makes angle theta with the horizontal. So tan theta is equal to Fv upon Fh. So theta is tan inverse of Fv by Fh. Where Fh is the total force. So this is if we take the projection of this curved surface on a vertical plane. So we can calculate that Fh, that is the total pressure force acting on projected area of the curved surface on vertical plane. So we can use the expression of vertical plane surface, that is Fh, that is equal to gamma A x bar. That formula we can use for calculating the x bar is the midpoint of this projected area. While Fv, that is nothing but the weight of the liquid supported by curved surface. So up to this particular point, the weight is supported. So the weight of this liquid supported by the curved surface. So Fh and Fv we can calculate it, and we can then, using this expression, we can calculate the total pressure acting on the curved surface. So this is how the total pressure in case of curved surface is obtained, and generally its point of application is the exactly the midpoint of its projection of the curved surface on vertical plane surface. So suppose this distance is, vertical distance is 3 meters. So exactly at 1.5 meters from this point, or whatever the depth is there, that depth is considered from the liquid surface. So midpoint of this its projection, that h bar is calculated. That is point of application, so which is same as the h bar as well. So this is how, or we can generally it is not obtained, its direction is obtained theta. So what direction the force is acting. So accordingly, the reaction force is estimated to keep the gate closed when it is required, and you can release that force when it is required to open that particular gate. So that's it from this particular session. So at the end of this particular session, you should be able to describe what is total pressure, what is center of pressure. Then you should be able to derive an expression for total pressure and center of pressure for inclined plane surface, submerged in a liquid, and hence derive for vertical plane surface and horizontal plane surface, submerged in a liquid, only by putting the value of theta in the expression of h bar. Expression of F remains same. So you could also able to derive an expression for total pressure and center of pressure for curved surface, submerged in a liquid. So that's it from this session. Thank you very much.